What's up, y'all? Let's get straight into it. First and foremost, congratulations to brother Boosie for making bail out of that situation. He's technically, officially free now. No more denying a bail. They finally let him out. But the biggest thing I want you to notice with this story up to this point, you've seen it for your own eyes. You saw it over here on the Black P.O.E. You even heard out of Boosie's mouth. God answers prayers. What I leave out at last time, I said, if you're a real Boosie fan, say a prayer for brother Boosie. He needs it. And guess what? God answered that prayer. Boosie can second that. The man said his knees were sore for being on his knees praying so much that he got out of that jail cell and God let him out. I want you to look at something else. Like the title said, all these rappers, cumulatively, if they get convicted, are looking at over 100 years. Boosie made a statement that sometimes you end up in prison or jail because God wants you there. I'm not going to disagree with that, but I can add to it. Sometimes it's not necessary that God wants you there and you ended up in prison. God's will made it allow that to happen. But the thing is, maybe God allows you to go to prison or jail because he's trying to get your attention. And the only way he can get your attention is sitting you down. Once he sits you down, you call on him, he answers your prayers, he's going to want something in return. Now with brother Boosie, it might be a situation of he's in his 40s. God wants him to fulfill a bigger purpose. Instead of feeding the streets, I'm talking about with his voice and being real to the streets, maybe God wants him to use that purpose and that voice for him. I ain't saying he wants the man in the pulpit preaching, or maybe he does. And this situation happened because God is trying to get his attention. Something else I want you to look at with those other guys facing all those years, are they being targeted? Are they being targeted by law enforcement? A simple way to put that is, it's a double-edged sword. And why I say that? Because I'm going to say, yeah, they probably are being targeted. But why are they being targeted? Because it's low-hanging fruit. They're participating in a lot of self-incrimination. Videos, text messages, bragging about it, putting in lyrics. What you actually doing in the streets, you putting in lyrics. It's too easy. Let's think about it. If you were 12, would you rather go after the mafia on this side that they whole organization is built on avoiding law enforcement? Or would you rather go on this side with this industry and these criminals? Their whole thing is bragging about their crimes. It doesn't make sense, does it? The only way we can avoid the so-called snitches in our hood, the rats, is remove ourselves from crime. How many times have Big Facts Podcast and Ayo Kaseko over there talked about the 30-day crime fast? That's the only way we can remove ourselves from snitches, killing, destruction, and all of that. And these days, it's no excuse. You saw my video I made showing people how to make $100,000. That was just 5 different hustles I tapped into. There are at least 500 different hustles where you can make $100,000. Not saying overnight. I'm not going to sit here and bullshit you like that. I'm not going to sell you snake oil. But there are businesses that you can do on your cell phone. If you put your mind to it and put your dedication in there, you can make 6 figures or more. So the excuse I have to go out here and sell dope, I have to go ahead and crack cars, do any illegal activity to feed your family, that shit is dead. Can't you see by now? The streets is dead. How many more reminders do you need? Boosie told you the gangster life is not what you want. You see what he's going through. Standing tall. He built for it. I give him that. But even he is getting tired of this shit. I know he is. Who wants to be in and out of jail? Who wants to be having to watch over their shoulder all the time? Nobody. And I don't care if you are a gangster. It's time, y'all. It's time for us to correct ourselves before these folks come in and correct us. Remember a few months ago we talked about that? I said, what are we waiting on to fix shit in our hood? Do we want these people to come in and fix it for us? No, because when they do, you're not going to like it. How are they fixing it? You seen it right before your eyes. It's called a state RICO. That's one way for them to clean up the hood. I don't care if your gang is 3 people deep. They can put a RICO charge on your ass and throw you away for 30 years. That's how they cleaning it up. They already moving in. And we ain't liking it. Some of your favorite rappers are looking at 100 years. They got to realize who they are. God is giving them a voice. They the plug. They the source of the energy that's feeding, let's say, hundreds of people out here with some of these crews they have. You can't go down. You got your whole family depending on you. You create generational wealth. And nothing is worth that. Nothing's worth your freedom or your life. You've already made it. Just recognize that and move yourself from all that bullshit, because it's another way. Thank you for tuning in. God bless. One team.